Hey there, hey there. Welcome to this beautiful Tuesday morning on the 15th. This is your reminder that taxes are due today. That's a terrifying thought. Anyway, yeah. So, we'll start off with this because my friend just texted me this morning first thing and said, "Is it bad that I'm low-key rooting for China in this trade war?" And you have to think about that for a minute because it's like, is it weird to root against America? I mean, that's what the First Amendment is for, of course, right? And so whatever the fuck we want, fuck America. But to actually, actively root against it, you can say, oh, this place is a shithole because I live here. But to go and say, I want America to fail and mean it, like to truly mean it, what does that mean? Right? Because it's kind of like you do live here. So if you want your country to fail, that sounds like it would be a really bad thing. And despite all of the shit that's going on, like, I don't want my country to fail. I like how it is. Or rather, maybe I don't like how it is, but I like how I'm used to this system. Let's say that, right? We have a system. We have to follow the system. We have rules. Stock market does this. This does that. Blah, blah, blah. Should it be changed? Yes. Could it be changed? Absolutely. There's some things that we can do for the better. Is Trump doing that? No. He is doing this for the worst. And my hope is that he breaks things so we can fix them, right? We can go, okay, never again, right? But hopefully it's not that level of terribleness that we have to say never again. Because we did say never again once, right? All you historian buffs out there and shit, anybody who just paid attention in fucking history, we said never again. I mean, we said no tariffs and boy. Anyway, so is it bad to root for China? And I thought about it. I'm like, well, look, America right now, they're being stupid bullies. And sometimes bullies need to be punched in the face. I never thought that China would overtake us because we would implode. I guess the thought of imploding was always there. Somebody said America's like a Gucci belt on a third world country. I don't think we're that bad. Well, maybe now we are, but then I didn't think we were that bad. Really, what I was concerned with, because a lot of movies, let's just say in the mid-2000s, were like, China's going to be the place. China's number one. China's coming up. China's economy. Like, I remember, I don't know, off the top of my head, the movie Looper, where the guy lives into the future and they're like, go to China because China's where it's going to be. And he does, blah, blah, blah. There's a basketball player that went to China and made a shit ton of money and, kind of reintroduced basketball to their culture and society and stuff like that. And that's not a bad thing either. People were always kind of predicting that China would overtake us just because of its sheer volume of people. I, however, took a pragmatic approach to that and thought, well, yeah, China may outrace us because, first of all, they have vast numbers of people and resources. I mean, we're the ones that put the manufacturing there, right? We put the manufacturing there, taught them how to manufacture, and then they took off on it and went really far. Good for them, bully, right? However, they haven't had some of the cultural revolutions like we have, and that they may still have due to their growing middle class, right? China still has slave labor in some aspects. Look at Foxconn preventing people from killing themselves and all sorts of stuff. It's there. It's there. It's underneath, right? They may have a growing culture in terms of economic situations that can rival ours, but eventually, when Xi dies or when the people start to rise and take over, things will change. I mean, they're technically in a dictatorship right now still. People may love what Xi has done, but when his predecessor comes in, he may not be able to keep it up. And, then there could be a revolution, a cultural revolution in China, which may sink them. That's kind of what I was expecting. It's like, look, they can support this now from the West, but when they really start to become the West or like the West, I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. Because growing pains come with cultural revolutions. And it becomes very dangerous for governments to both match, stop, topple. Look at what happened during COVID. Chinese citizenry is kind of used to this in a way, too, so their cultural revolution might not happen this cycle, but maybe next cycle. By cycle, I mean the generation, so... I mean, how long did it take for Trump to really kind of become a dictatorship? I mean, if you look at America, like, okay, look, 1700s, it was founded, founding fathers, blah, 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 looking for liberty, but, roughly 200-300 years later, that's all we lasted. How long did the Roman Empire last, right? And I'm not going to tell you because you need to look that shit up for yourself. But empires, I mean, the Grecian Empire, the Roman Empire, they go through these building phases, right? Build up, and then they decline. Build up, and then they decline. Every empire, even Chinese dynasties, right? 1,000 years, if we're lucky. 1,500 years. I don't know technically what's the longest running empire. I'd imagine it has to be about 1,500 years. It can't be longer than that. 1,000 years, maybe? 700 years for, 300 for the 400 for the Romans, I think it was. So, 300 years for America, I mean, in a way, it's kind of what you'd expect. I'm surprised that everybody's turning into dictators. I mean, the French Revolution, the Bolshevik Revolution, the American Revolution. You look at all these revolutions that have happened for the people, right? It's a correction. It's course correction. So I didn't think we'd be experiencing that in my lifetime. I've had enough of once-in-a-lifetime events. I don't know about you guys. And I also didn't think America was ready to implode from within, but I guess it was. I mean, that's the truth. Was America ready to implode? If it is, then the answer is yes. If it can, then somebody's doing it, because obviously it's happening right now as we speak. So even if China does overtake us because we implode a little bit, and I'm saying little bit because I'm still being hopeful, right? I'm rooting for my country, even if I don't like who's running it. I don't know if China's going to be able to maintain their status. We shall see. So, it's just food for thought, I guess. Everything has its cycle. Everything has its changes. We're going to go through growing pains. Here's the truth. Hopefully, people get their head on their shoulders and their balls back. I mean, right now, we're technically in a constitutional crisis, aren't we? Supreme Court said, facilitate the return of this dude. Trump is pretty much openly flaunting that. He's fighting against the courts, the Supreme Court, all of it. This is why we have checks and balances. They are flaunting post-constitutional efforts here. They want to declare martial law and suspend the Constitution. He said, homegrowns, build prisons for homegrowns. I mean, that's a clear sign right there. And when the rule of law fails, we have to wonder, really, let's gameplay this out a little bit. Okay, Trump says, fuck the Constitution. I ain't doing what you want. Now what do we do? Well, it's up to whatever department to push back, right? Congress has to impeach Trump and remove him from office, right? Not to, we got fucking idiot Vance who breaks trophies right behind him, but Congress has that power and they need to institute that power. Otherwise, they're giving it up. I don't understand what all these senators and all these Republicans are doing when they give all that power to Trump. If you do, you won't have the power to challenge him in the future when he does something that you don't fucking like. Because he will do something that you don't fucking like. Because that's his motherfucking M.O. Everybody who says, he's not going to do that to Americans. Yeah, get fucking a clue, man. This isn't fear-mongering anymore. When he's threatening legitimate play, like he wanted to shut down 60 Minutes for running an unflattering story of him. Who fucking does that? You fuck it like a fucking baby does that because you're a public figure. Like if I went and even right now, I'm becoming a public figure by putting my opinion out there. You can shit on it. Matter of fact, shit on this podcast. Go for it. Go for it because it is my responsibility releasing this shit to be able to understand that. You can't go, I'm going to talk to the world, tell the world what I think, and be mad when the world literally gives you an opinion back. That's part of the process. And for him to go, 60 Minutes needs to be shut down, this is illegal. There's nothing illegal about it. It's called free fucking speech. We can say what we want. But this is where the post-constitutional crisis comes in. We got these people going, if you talk badly about America, you don't deserve to be here. Ah! That's crazy. I can talk badly about America because I want it to change. I can talk badly about America because I hate it, but I still stay here. I mean, like, that's okay. You can do that. You can talk badly about America because you want to leave, but you can't leave because you don't know how to leave, or you don't, you're not ready to leave, or you're too invested into this place. You can do that too. I mean, some rich people have been fleeing in droves, and that's cool too. Like I said, I still view them as kind of like cowards or traitors in the sense that it's like, hey man, sometimes you got to fight for your right to party. Sometimes you got to fight for your right, for your rights. I mean, isn't that what we've done? The women's suffrage movements, civil rights, right? I mean, like we've constantly had to write our rights, our rules in blood, right? We used to send little kids into the fucking factory. I mean, here's a history lesson for you. We used to send kids in the factories because they were small enough. Good for thieving, all sorts of shit like that. Until they fucking got killed and maimed and mangled and all sorts of fucked up shit. And people were going, yeah, that's fucked up. I mean, they used to send them to work in the mines, children in the mines. They yearned to mine. That's why the joke is there, because it was fucking true. They used to send them in the fucking mines, all sorts of fucked up conditions to work. They used to do that to workers. I mean, you don't hear about it. Why do you think unions existed? Is because corporations were evil fucking greedy things that would fucking hurt people, kill people. Pinkertons used to work for them. They didn't work for the fucking government or the people. They worked for the corporations who were rich enough to afford private fucking armies, just like they had private fucking towns. And those became shanty towns. I mean, that's practically what they're doing today. If you didn't know, if you didn't read about this shit, then you fucking should. Because America's history is pretty fucked up. But this is the reason why we have these laws and did these things. It's because we're trying to get better. That doesn't excuse anything that we've done, but it also makes sense that we're actually making efforts to go, hey, look, don't do that. And somebody goes, hey, why? They go, oh, because we did that. And it fucking sucked. People died. Right? That's what it means to be written in blood. That's why we have OSHA. That's why we have done these fucking things. Like, I mean, pay attention in history class. This is what they say. History doesn't repeat itself, but it fucking rhymes. Pay attention. Pay the fuck attention. So now, we have these assholes trying to say, post-Constitution. Well, cool. You want to get rid of the Constitution, then, hey man, lawlessness for everybody. I'm not sure why we should listen to anybody or any fucking thing. Let's go back to cowboy days where who's got the biggest guns dies. And that's going to be... lives, sorry. Who's got the biggest gun lives. And that's going to be possibly what happens, because if the courts start threatening Trump, and Trump starts threatening the courts with an army, that could be when martial law is declared, and, well, we'll see what happens to the dictatorship. But again, if a dictatorship happens, it's going to be everybody's job, yours, mine, this guy over here, that guy, to figure out what we need to do. Will it be apocalyptic? It could just be protests. I mean, honestly and truly, this could just be something small. I know conservatives who maybe voted for Trump, they're regretting their vote, but they're still conservatives, and they're like, well, look, I'm conservative, but that guy's gone way too far. Right? There's a lot of people that feel like he's going way too far with some of the shit, especially when he fucking crashes the economy, craters your retirement, and then, you know, it's like, fuck you on top of that. It's going to make a lot of people mad. And then maybe we get the guillotines out again. The guillotines. Who knows? All I'm saying is that we may have to do some work here in the future. That's part of your right. It's part of your responsibility. Part of your duty as being an American. You can't run away to another country, let the peasants do the work, and then come back and be like, ha ha! Anybody who does do that are shitbags. And then you're in the same position that Trump is in by being a fucking bully in this terror fight. And China is ready to fucking punch him in the mouth. I mean, they're not scared of it because they have some resolution. So, order your AliExpress and Timo goods today, people. Get it going, because you've got, oh shit, I think the deadline passed. Well, you know, get what you can while you can. Get while the getting's good. Alright, that's enough. I'm out.